This next recipe is my Aunt Esther's recipe. Long ago, 40 years ago, in fact, my sister Carol, she's the oldest of us 7 siblings, she had a great idea where she was asking all our family members on both sides to just submit a nice simple recipe, and she was going to put them in a book, have it published. And Joan's Family Favorites, I was 24 at the time, and I submitted probably too many recipes, and some of the ones I wanted didn't get in, and other ones that I wasn't so proud of got in, but I was only 24, so anyway. So in this cookbook, see how I digress, is Aunt Esther's carrot cake. I love this recipe. You know, for years I didn't try it. I just made regular carrot cake. But this one's more like, to me, like a banana bread is. So I don't want to call it carrot bread. That sounds not accurate. But this carrot cake recipe is really good, and it's really easy. I'm going to put a picture of the recipe at the end. And so let's get started. Let's see my big bowl. Okay, so the first part is a little bit of oil, just a half a cup. Okay, that's not too bad. Half a cup oil. This is a little Tupperware measuring cup, even though it's green, and I usually use the yellow ones. But I have all different ones so I don't have to keep washing. Same with my teaspoons. I just get a whole bunch of the same ones, and then I can use them without soiling the other ones. And then in here goes a little bit of sugar. Oh, that's my flour. Let me get some sugar. Just a cup of sugar in here. I'm gonna scoop this out. And there we go. So sugar and oil. So there's not gonna be any Crisco or anything in this one, okay? And it says to mix that around a little bit and then set it aside. I have 2 bowls. I have the larger bowl because ultimately all the dry is gonna go in here, okay? So I'm gonna set that aside and let's trade bowls. Okay, so in this now is our dry ingredients. We're gonna put in baking powder and baking soda. I'm gonna explain in a video, so this one's not too long, the jobs of each one of those things and why sometimes you use both, not just one or the other. So let's do a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. My teaspoon, I'm just gonna judge on this. I'm gonna go half and then less than that. Okay, I know baking is a science, but whatever, okay? And then I'm gonna do baking soda next, a 1/2 teaspoon. Again, I'm gonna kind of get the lumps out right in here and then do a 1/2. Okay, you don't want too much soda. Have you ever had like muffins or something, you can actually taste the soda? It's kind of gross. At least I can. And then 2 teaspoons of baking powder, alrighty? So this has a nice little thing on it. You can make it even. 1, 2, okay? And then we're gonna do cinnamon too. Of course we're gonna do cinnamon. I love cinnamon. Okay, so a teaspoon of this. I'm gonna just use my finger to level that off. Okay, put that in there. We'll mix her up. This is crazy how easy this is. So baking powder, soda, salt, cinnamon, and then we're gonna do a little bit of flour. So we need 1 1/2 cups of this. Okay, I'm gonna get my, it's AP. Again, I always call it AP for all purpose. So there's 1, and then we're gonna do a 1/2. Now this had oil in it, so I'm not gonna use it. I'm gonna use this dry. And again, I'm just gonna do 1/2. You get used to baking, you really do. You get used to how much is too much, and soda, salt, what's the difference? But I'm gonna try and incorporate this a little bit with my little whiskey. Oh, whatever, phone. I'm gonna ignore that, okay? Can go into voicemail. Cause I'm baking, y'all. Okay? Then, really, all we're gonna do now, I mixed the sugar and the oil. I'm stirring all the dry ingredients together, really trying to get that incorporated, okay? And then I do some eggs, okay? I'm gonna add this to this, boom. And then do our eggs. We're gonna do 2. You want your eggs to be room temperature anytime you bake. And again, that was a video that I'm gonna kind of I'm gonna need a different spoon. This whisk is not gonna cut it. So I'll have to grab a spoon. So I'm gonna do eggs. There's 1. There's 2. Okay, they look all right. Let me grab a different spoon. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna use a spatula. I have like 4 different spatulas. So I crack those. Gonna kind of get this all mixed in. I love this cake. I don't make it in one big cake pan. I have a slight obsession, can I just admit, with different cake pans. I love all the different ones that there are. I gotta get that really mixed in. Incorporate that egg, everybody. Scrape down your bowl. Then the only thing that's gonna be left after I do this is grated carrots and some nuts. But that's really it, okay? That looks pretty good. This batter will be thick. Okay, it's so easy. Okay, now carrots. I started them. You only need, oopsie, a cup of grated carrots. Sometimes I use my little board. You see me use it for like hard cheese. Just my little grater. It's just handy on the counter. But I use this. Okay, everybody thinks, oh, this is so hard to use, but it's really not. Okay, other than the carrots flying at you here and there. But the fresh carrots in this really make it yummy. It's kind of like other carrot cake, only it's more like a bread in some ways too. Let me get this out of your road. So 1 cup, where's my cup? There it is. Okay, get in there. Do I pack it? Kinda. Yep. I'll give the little scraps to my hermit crabs. Yes, I still have hermit crabs and they like carrots. I know, I'm really like 12 years old still. Okay, so in here now we put the eggs in one at a time. Not really. And then, but it is important, and I'm gonna explain that in a different video too. More the science of baking instead of just, hey, make this recipe. There's my carrots. And now I have a little bit of nuts too. You can leave the nuts out if you want. You can put craisins in. You can do whatever you want. I'm gonna throw the nuts in. Just mix this up and that's it. Get it mixed, mixed, mixed. Can you guys see this? It actually smells good. All that cinnamon. I love cinnamon. Told you I named one of my convertibles after cinnamon. And then the next one I had was identical and I named her Ginger. It's true. Here's my pan I'm gonna use. Let me show you one of my cake pans that I love. I just bought this kind of one for my sister. Isn't it nice? It makes 4 little bread-shaped cakes. That way you can wrap them. You can freeze a couple. You can give one to your neighbor or your kids or whatever. I'm gonna use my cooking spray for this. You can feel free to grease and flour, whatever you wanna do. And now I'm gonna just fill this up. Now, there's 4 of them, right? So, might not work with this batter as well, but my general rule of thumb is I think in terms of making it into 4 places. And generally then I can scoop one thing out, put that in. Here's another 1/4. And then I can always go back and even things out, right? Get in there. See how thick this batter is? This takes a long time to cook too, because it is thick. Let me see the temperature I have on this. Jeepers, I don't even know if I wrote it down. No, I did. Oh, let's see. Batter will be thick, bake for about 55 minutes. So I'm gonna do the old standard 350. See how that turns out. This is such a nice little recipe. Who needs a little bit more? You do. And maybe you do. Okay. Ooh, I love the way this smells. Get in there. Okay. Give it a shake. Or take your finger and do this, even it out. Remember I said about the middle of a cake will be the last thing to bake. The outside will bake first. So you don't want to mound there at all. You want to kind of push things to the edges if you're baking. Then this way they'll bake evenly. By the time it gets to the middle, these outside edges will be baked, okay? They're a little uneven, but boy, they'll be yummy. Okay. Okay, this one's mine because it has more in it. I'll show you the end product. Here it is. A little beat up, but let's see, where's Aunt Esther's? The top one. There it is, right there. So let me back up. There you go. Got it?